What's up, man? We're here at the Dark Boys office. We're our second episode of Brown Table Talk. Man, like the internet last night exploded. I mean, it exploded with this Tory Lanez. It's a finance thing. I don't know if Bitcoin's involved. So what I had to do is get the Bitcoin King, as I call him, Erik Mendelson. Erik's not just about Bitcoin. He's been in the music industry for, man, I can't even, 20 years, 30 years. He's managed reggae artists, hip hop artists, pop artists. He's consulted for record labels. I can't even begin to tell you. He's created platforms like with his partner CL DigiWax, which was a huge breakthrough before emails and DJs, and he's worked radio. I can go on forever. You know what I'm saying? But this is my brother, my boy I've known for all these years. We watched each other come up in the game. Erik Mendelson. Erik, how you doing, my brother?
BB, you're the only person I'm doing an interview for the remainder.
Yeah, man, Erik, his history in the music business, I respect him. Inner circle, my father respects him. I just want to talk about, because I'm understanding Bitcoin, but I don't, Erik, and that integration with the music, with the Bitcoin thing. I know. Erik says your last interview, you're not going to be giving out too much no more knowledge, but I would love for you to kind of like, just sprinkle a little sauce on us with that. Like what happened yesterday with Tory Lanez. Why was he so excited? What did he accomplish?
So what happened with Tory yesterday had really nothing to do with Bitcoin. But okay. I'll speak about Bitcoin for a second, and then I'll get into NFTs, which is all the craze all of a sudden.
Okay.
Which stands for non-fungible tokens, which has nothing. Well, it's related to Bitcoin, but it's separate, right?
And it's called NFTs.
NFTs,
okay.
Non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
It's the real definition is a digital collectible.
Okay.
A digital collectible. That's it. On the blockchain, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
In the cryptocurrency space, there's several things. There's the blockchain, which is the software, the technology. There's the cryptocurrency, which is the means of exchange on this technology. So think of internet money. This is internet money, and this is the internet. Blockchain's the internet. Okay. The currency is the money, the exchange of value, and through this platform, now you can have software and businesses that use the blockchain and don't have cryptocurrency. Okay. Meaning there's no means of transaction. Health records can be put on the blockchain, so it's transparent, so people know what doctors they saw. There doesn't need to be a means of payment there. It's just a register. It's an organized registry. Think of like a bank statement. It organizes data so that everyone can see it transparently,
okay.
Or privately. It could be public or private. I don't want to get too technical.
Yes.
And then there's crypto, exchange of value. With crypto, there are coins and there are tokens. Coins are typically protocol tokens, meaning the blockchain is built off of the tokens are used in that blockchain, and then tokens are built on top of certain blockchains. Again, don't want to get too technical.
Too technical, okay.
Basically, what's happening now, and is going to be the future of our world, is that companies, several of which I own and others, are going to be integrating and creating their own cryptocurrency, their own means of exchange for within that ecosystem. You see Facebook doing that now with Libra.
Okay.
So that the means of value that's exchanged within each systems are used for the native currency. Whatever we give value to is a means of exchange. Back in the day with seashells, salt, et cetera, et cetera. Now it happens to be this digital form of payment, which is Bitcoin, and there's thousands of other coins and tokens. Again, we can get into. The reason that Bitcoin has taken off is that it's considered a hedge against the U.S. dollar, or an alternative asset to invest in, like gold.
Okay.
People buy gold, and gold is a $10 trillion market cap. People buy gold because it's a hedge against the dollar. When the dollar goes up, gold goes down in value. When the dollar goes down, gold goes up, meaning the purchasing power of the dollar. Inverse relationship.
Yes.
And people buy gold because it's a store of value. What that means is if I have $10,000 of gold today, or $10,000 of US money, that tomorrow or next year, the value of the dollar is going to inflate like it always does.
Yes.
It means it loses purchase. Every year, the dollar loses purchasing power. But at least, even if gold doesn't make any money, it's not losing value. So my $10,000 of gold, that whatever I can buy with that today, next year I can buy the same thing with that $10,000 piece of gold. $10,000 of USD. If I buy $10,000 of milk today, next year that same $10,000 of milk is going to cost me $11,000 or $12,000. Right? That's when they say it's a store of value. Bitcoin is a better store of value. It's digital, unlike gold, which means I can travel with it anywhere in the world. It's universal. It doesn't weigh anything. Again, I can travel. I can break it up into pieces. I can send you a piece of a Bitcoin. Someone can buy a piece of a Bitcoin. You can't break up a piece of gold. I can't go to Walmart and shave off. Have you ever tried to buy gold and, take off your chain and say, hey, let me get that, the cereal? Doesn't work. Bitcoin, I can use Bitcoin as a means of payment. Bitcoin was supposed to be the main currency that was used on this new internet, the blockchain, as a means of payment. However, because it's appreciated so much in value, and because it's a store of value against the US dollar and a hedge against inflation, like gold, people don't spend gold to buy things. People are not spending Bitcoin. They're holding Bitcoin because they expect it to appreciate. If it doesn't appreciate, they're at least expecting Bitcoin not to lose value because there's only a fixed supply. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be made.
Wow.
Gold is in my opinion, gold is there's more gold than people think that there is in existence. It's an artificial market, in my opinion. Don't need to get too deep into it. Again, we're limited on time on the interview, so we could probably talk for hours because I'm very passionate. I don't want to get into the weeds. So that's Bitcoin. That's why it's going up. Companies, major corporations, as I predicted years ago when I was being laughed at, are basically taking their cash reserves, their profit margins, their operating expenses, and they're buying this alternative asset, which is Bitcoin, because the U.S. government is printing trillions of dollars of money, like the White House is a printing machine. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have done that because the people needed the help, but they're printing money, and whenever you put something into the market, whenever you flood the market with something, it loses its value. It's a supply and demand. So when you put more dollars in, that means that the dollars that we hold in the bank are losing value, losing purchasing power. With Bitcoin, like I said, it's a store of value. If it doesn't go up, at least it's not losing value. So very smart CFOs, financial officers of companies, and CEOs are buying Bitcoin. Instead of keeping dollars in the bank, they're buying Bitcoin because they know that Bitcoin more than likely, and it could, but more than likely will not lose the value. And if it appreciates in value, fantastic. Now what you see happening is a network effect. As more corporations buy it, it becomes more valuable because there's only a fixed supply. So if I buy Bitcoin and you buy after me, and more people keep buying my original Bitcoin's going up because more people are buying it. It's taking the supply out of the market. It's driving the price up, supply and demand. So that's kind of like economic principles, like in kind of like layman's terms. And I can keep talking about this and go in different directions and tangents.
No, definitely. So what's the whole integration with that? So you said that thing with Tory Lanez and Logan Paul, that's kind of like a Bitcoin thing, or not really? That's NFT, you said.
So the second most powerful digital currency is called Ethereum. And the reason that and this is really related to the music industry, and the reason that Ethereum was so important to the ecosystem, and by the way, I bought Ethereum when it was $3. It's trading at $1,500 this morning, to my knowledge. So just to show you how long I've been in this space, as I know you know. Ethereum introduced what's called smart contracts. And literally what a smart contract is it's a contract, it's an agreement between parties that's executed by computer code, not by physical paper, not by lawyers. I mean, lawyers can draft up the language, but then, computer nerds and geeks, and I'm one of them, I'm not a coder, but I am a geek, they would code it up into the code, and it would be in this contract that lives on the blockchain, so that when something was executed, the means of payment will go to the right parties. So when you think of artist rights, right, which is the biggest issue that plagues the music industry, if you're able to put artist rights on the blockchain, whenever something makes money, whenever that piece of intellectual property, that song makes money, the artists, producers, and songwriters that have their splits encoded in the blockchain can get paid transparently through the smart contract. The problem as it relates to the modern day industry is that the centralized platforms where all of the money is derived from, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube, etc., they're not on the blockchain. They're not making payments in cryptocurrency. So even if you have your music on the blockchain and your rights there, it doesn't really mean anything yet, but in the future it will, because people like me and others are developing ecosystems and platforms that can compete against these other platforms where the means of payment are made through the blockchain, so that artists' rights and artists get compensated what they're owed, and it's transparent. Everything is in the ledger, everything can be seen, so you basically know how many streams you got and you get rewarded for it. Now,
explain that. Now explain what we've been seeing for the past 2 weeks with Logan Paul and Tory.
So let me just touch on something. When you create your own currency that works within your ecosystem, there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with that. I'm not going to get too specific, but the thing that I think provides the most value is that you can reward the participants, and I'm going to get a little crazy here. You can reward the participants who help grow your network effect. You can reward them in your own cryptocurrency, which has value. Now, what do I mean by that? We build Facebook, we build Instagram, they use our data. We have these free platforms. Some of us like these platforms, others don't, but at the end of the day, it's free. So my question to everyone who's listening to this interview is that if Facebook told you tomorrow that you would have to pay them $50 a month to use Facebook, would you? If someone told you had to pay $30 to use Instagram tomorrow, would you? And if you say, if the answer is no, like most people probably will say, no, I will not pay, but I like the service. What you're giving them is your data, and there's a value on that data, and it's worth more than $50 a month.
Yeah.
It's worth billions and billions of dollars.
Yes.
So we are actually, our data is the product that Facebook and Instagram is selling, and they're not sharing that profit with us. Through these tokenized ecosystems, like what we've created with Tune Token and Creator App, and there's others, many others, we are able to reward fans for discovering content on our platform. So let's say Rico Love writes a song and Mims records that song and they release a song on Creator App, and you and I discover it and we share it with our friends. Every time that there's likes, fans, engagement, whatever on that song, you and I get rewarded. Why?
Wow.
Because we're bringing the audience
The traffic,
to Rico Love and Mims' song.
Yeah.
Who else is getting rewarded and who's getting the bulk of it? Mims and Rico Lowe. Why? Because they created that original content. But we're enticing and incentivizing the fans, our users, to come and discover that content. The biggest problem any artist has right now is just getting people to listen to your content.
That is true.
So if I was to say, hey, Abebe, you're going to earn some Tune Token if you stay on our platform and listen to it. You're already doing it now on Apple. You're already doing it on SoundCloud or Facebook. Have they ever cut you a check for doing it?
Never.
With these new tokenized ecosystems in blockchain and what we're creating, that's exactly what we're doing. We're not cutting you a check. We're not giving you US dollars. We're giving you our own native cryptocurrency, which can be used in our ecosystem. You could buy advertising, placements, et cetera, et cetera. Again, don't want to give too much of the sauce out.
Yes.
With NFTs, non-fungible tokens, what it means is that you have, in order for it to have value, you can't divide it. With Bitcoin, you can own pieces of Bitcoin. I could send you pieces of Bitcoin. But let's talk about baseball cards, which is a big craze right now. It's going up like thousands of % in value. Don't know if you're paying attention, but it is. Everyone's flipping everything during COVID, and that relates to NFTs also. But with a baseball card, if you cut your baseball card in half, Michael Jordan rookie in half, and give it to me, it loses its value completely.
Yes.
If I go buy a piece of art and I cut a piece of art in half and I give it to you, loses value. So it cannot be divided. And that's what NFT stands for. In layman's terms, like I said before, it is a digital collectible, a limited digital collectible on the blockchain where the rights of that collectible are tracked and traced through the blockchain, where ownership of that digital collectible is transparent in the blockchain. So with these NFTs, which we're doing at Bondly Finance, which is the combination of art and music.
Okay.
When someone buys this NFT, I can take a screenshot of it. The Tory Lanez one you mentioned, I took screenshots of Tory Lanez, and I can post it on Instagram. I could steal his music. Has no value. Why? Because I can't prove that I own that piece of art. Only the person who bought it and their wallet address is on the blockchain can prove that they own it. So, I have people that have like fake watches around me all the time. I know my watch is real. I have real Jordans. I know people that wear fake Jordans. I know my Jordans are real, and there's a value in that.
Yeah.
My son, who's 10 years old, and video gaming is really the NFT world.
Yeah.
Worth billions and billions of dollars. My son plays Fortnite and Roblox every week. I'm giving him like $500, and he's building his personality in this digital world. He's buying Fortnite skins and whatever. And I say, Tristan, does that are you able to play better because you just spent my money on that skin? He goes, no, Daddy, I'm just doing it because I want to look cool in the game. Roblox, he's building these houses in this virtual world. One day he said, hey, Daddy, my friends are coming over for dinner. I said, all right, I'll go cook. What do you want me to cook? He goes, no, Daddy, they're coming to my house in fucking Roblox. Dinner in Roblox. So what I'm saying is that there's value on digital goods, and the young generation, unfortunately, it's building their personality. They live in these virtual worlds. In the NFT space, when it comes to music has been completely devalued. I use this analogy all the time. When I was younger, every time Def Jam released something, I bought it because I'm a hip hop head and I didn't care who the artist was. Def Jam had a brand, and I wanted to be the first kid in high school or middle school with that CD or cassette, I would steal it from Crazy Eddie's in Edison, New Jersey before it came off the truck, just so I could be the first one in school, because there was a cool factor with having the first LL Cool J tape back then, right? We've lost that because of the digital world. But what this NFT does, it says, let's make these limited collectibles with only a select few amount of fans and NFT collectors can buy. Let's make a cool social experience. Let's make a cool experience that they can brag and show their friends, like, hey, I have this Tory Lanez NFT. We only made 450 of them. I'm one of 450 people in the world that have this special piece of art that's connected to Tory's song, and I could prove that I own it. What they're also doing, like I said, is because there's millions of Tory Lanez fans who are trying to buy this NFT at the same time, these fans are now able to then trade it on marketplaces, like how they swap, trade, and trade sneakers. They're now buying these collectibles, and they're trying to swap it, trade it, resell it, and make a profit on it by selling it to the next person who wants that digital collectible. It's like baseball cards, which I'm a collector, by the way. It's like baseball. I buy a Michael Jordan rookie card. I hope in a year it goes up in value. I'm now going to sell it to you because it has value. It's the same thing in this space, and that's what we're doing at Bondly Finance.
So is there a way to take that, and people always say about the NFTs and the Bitcoin, take that and get real money, or it's just going to stay in that world?
Yes. Ethereum, there's fiat gateways. When you buy Bitcoin, you're using US dollars or fiat currency to buy Bitcoin. When you buy Ethereum, it's the same thing. So through these ecosystems, through NFTs, the artists are earning either the native token of the platform, let's say the Bondly token, the Bond token, and they're also earning Ethereum. They can swap Bond for Ethereum, and then they can swap Ethereum for US dollars. So yes, there is definitely a USD value.
Okay, so through all this time that you've been in this world of the Bitcoin, of the cryptocurrency world, you're seeing movement into integration of just the dollar.
Oh, it's been like that since day one. I mean, I have let me go in my little wallet here. It has no US dollars in it, by the way.
Yeah.
So I gotta hide certain shit. So I have this is a Visa card.
Okay.
Right. But this goes to my phone. There's an app that correlates with this, and whenever I want to use Bitcoin or cryptocurrency to buy something international, anywhere that Visa is accepted, all I have to do is just transfer inside my app wallet to this card, and I can use this card I use to buy products with. So yes, there's always been a correlation between crypto and fiat currency, 100%.
Would you consider yourself like one of the top guys in this field, Erik? Like top 10, top 5?
No, I am considered one. I don't consider myself. I am one of the top 10 guys in this field. Especially when it comes to music. The music integration, strategy around music. I mean, there's very little people I think that know more about this space than me.
I think you should really do like a conference about this, Erik, man. I know you've done. I've seen you travel to China. Tell me the places you've been about this Bitcoin stuff. Tell me.
I mean, first of all, I got to go soon, but I went to 60 conferences last year.
Wow.
There's a very strong energy in China, in Korea, in Japan. There's a real, Thailand. But I was all over the world, and typically, if I wasn't a student in the room, I was usually on panels or hosting my own discussions around music and cryptocurrency and where I saw it going. I felt, and I've been doing this for years. I feel like it's important for me to publicly express where I see the space going, because everyone laughs at me and thinks I'm an idiot or doesn't know what I'm talking about, and it's like I'm talking Chinese to them. So I want to have. I don't want to, like, when something that I think is going to happen later on come out and say, I knew that was going to happen, or I said that was going to happen, and people are like, everyone's full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm actually documented on things, like making predictions that people laughed at me about. Yeah. Like, I'm documented all over the internet about what I've said, like, years before it happens, and then it happens, and now my phone doesn't stop ringing now.
Yeah.
Well, and to answer your question, I'm not really even before this call, like, I'm done giving advice in this space. Like, if labels and people want the sauce and want the strategy, they got to pay me now. Period.
I would pay you, because I definitely want to learn more about this, because I feel like this is the wave and this is the future. What are some things, some myths about cryptocurrency? Is there any myths that people may, they hear out there? The biggest myth. What's the biggest myth?
No, I don't think. Well, everyone thinks that cryptocurrency is just used to fund terrorism and buy drugs. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, back in the day in the dark web, I mean, cryptocurrency is like an anonymous. I don't want to say anonymous, but yes, crypto. There is a very, 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 very small fraction of people that use crypto for nefarious reasons. But guess what? People use the dollar and other fiat currencies 50 times more for these same nefarious activities.
Yes.
But crypto gets a bad rap for it. Oh, someone uses cryptocurrency to, buy Coke off the dark web. Well, how many people use USD to buy Coke, right? And by the way, cryptocurrency is traceable and trackable. The US dollar is not.
Yeah.
So they can trace where crypto is going in people's digital wallets. They can't really track. If I give you $1,000 for Coke, they can't track that. That's not on the internet. That's not trackable, right? So truthfully, like the best means of payment in the world right now is digital money.
Is it too late? Say I'm a guy, man. I just hit a lick in the stock market and I want to get into cryptocurrency. Is it too late? Should I just calm my losses or
I don't want to give financial advice, but me personally,
yeah, you personally,
hell no. I bought more Bitcoin the other day. Like the answer is no, absolutely not, because like only a small fraction of the population is still is still learning about this space, and corporations are just starting to buy their reserves of Bitcoin. Really, the Bitcoin price is compared to gold. So if you look at gold has a $10 trillion market cap. Bitcoin has a $1 trillion market cap right now. I think Bitcoin's around $50,000 last I checked, right? So if we think gold is a $10 trillion market cap and Bitcoin is a $1 trillion market cap, if we think that Bitcoin will at least hit gold or surpass gold, let's say it hits gold. Let's say it is a $10 trillion market cap. That means it's going to go up 10 times in value from where it is today. Mm-hmm. So if it's $50,000 today, that means in the near future it will be $500,000. If we think it's going to go past gold's market cap, it could be up to it. That's why people predict that Bitcoin will eventually, in 10 to 20 years, be worth $1 million. I don't want to look 10, 20 years in the future. I want to look a year from the future. By the end of this year, Bitcoin, in my opinion, not financial or legal advice, will be over $100,000. Wow. It's inevitable. It's going to happen because network effect. More people are going to be buying it. Yeah. It's going to reduce the supply, increase the demand. More corporations are going to be buying it. And when the corporations don't come, they don't say, let me get $500,000 in Bitcoin. They say, let me get $500 million in Bitcoin, or let me get $1 billion in Bitcoin. Yeah. And when that happens, Bitcoin goes up, 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 like Cardi B said.
Well, I know, Eric, I know you got to go, so just do me a favor and tell everybody where they can find you, man, on your social media networks.
Erik Answerman on Twitter or Instagram, ErikAnswerman. I advise for a company, in my opinion, the best NFT development and strategy company in the world. That's why I'm there with them.
That's the Bondly Finance.
That's Bondly Finance. Okay. I basically handle their music partnerships out of America, and we've signed up some of the biggest artists in the world that we haven't even announced yet. And Tory Lanez is a personal friend of mine. He's the homie, and I wanted him to have the first lick of the first partnership that I've executed with Bondly Finance after Logan Paul happened, which I had nothing to do with. I brought Tory Lanez on the music side, and he made history and I made history, and Bondly Finance made history yesterday. We made over $500,000 in 90 seconds.
Wow.
And it's going, and that's going up, by the way. In 90 seconds.
90 seconds, man.
Selling 450 pieces of art that integrated his music into it 12 hours before his album was released.
Wow. Man, you are a trendsetter. You are my friend. You a groundbreaker, man. And I just want to say, man, keep up the good work. And man, we got to do something together with this whole movement that you got going on. Because I was a non-believer, but now I'm a believer, man.
No, that's not true. You took me to your father and you said, Dad, and what did Pop say? He said, Eric, the bankers told me to stay away, right? I probably tell your dad,
yeah.
Of course they're going to, because it's not crypto is not. We're decentralized.
Yeah.
We want to be our own bank. With crypto, when you own crypto, you custody your own money. You're in control of your own money. Yeah. When you give money to the banks, you're not in control of it. Yeah. Have you ever gone to the bank and tried to take $50,000 out?
Yeah, actually, questions. Yeah.
We got to call the Brinks truck. Oh, but and then the money gets delivered, and oh, Abebe, what are you using this money for? Wait a minute, it's my fucking money. Yeah, but what are you using it for? Wait a minute, it's my money. They won't even give you a large amount of money until you tell them what you're using it for. It's your money, so you don't own your money. You don't custody your money. With crypto and Bitcoin, you do.
Yeah, that's the scary part. But Erik, man, appreciate your time, appreciate your effort, man. Be looking for this interview. We're gonna drop that today, man. And thank you so much, my brother.
Yo, sorry for the shortness, but we'll do a long one.
You gave us so much information, Erik, man. We're blown away, man. We're gonna need to do a 4-part series with you to really understand this whole thing. But no more free knowledge. So you guys want to get some consultation from Erik, you follow Erik's page, you talk to him. But this thing is about to blow up. And congratulations on that Tory Lanez thing, man. Keep it going. You're watching Brown Table Talk. I'm here with Erik Mendelson, the Bitcoin King, Bonnelly Finance Advisory Board, man. Let's go, man, and we out. Peace.